Okay, I'm gonna just kind of express some ideas I have for my kind of semi-miniature workshop. I want to have a workshop that is mobile, small, and also is kind of like part of the design for the whole area. This, these file cases and tool cases, I want to use the tops of these as a universal a surface that's at a universal height, and then kind of make it modular so that, let's say if I want to cut a larger piece of wood, then I can use this table, roll it away, and spread that piece in between this unit and this unit right here. So I've already decided that this unit right here is going to carry the drill press, press section, because I'm going to divide the workbench into two pieces, one for cutting and one for drilling. And this one here will be the cutting station for the jigsaw. Now, the reason I got this idea is because I needed a few things with a drill press. First of all, I have a fairly good hand drill here, but of course the accuracy and usefulness of this is limited by the fact that it is a handheld unit. So I tried to compensate for that a little bit by getting a drill press stand for this. And this is a nice unit. It's a pretty quality piece, and it um, only costs 17 euros. But the thing is that it came with this. I don't know how tall this is. It's about 30 centimeters long stand. And what happened is, of course, you can see it, the much shorter height in comparison to the one that I've switched it out with. This piece here is a piece of pipe from a bicycle frame. And I've extended out. And what that did was it gave me another 10 centimeters of clearance here. And I needed that clearance because there was not enough space to do any real work in between here and here. I mean, you could, like, yeah, you could drill 10 millimeter or possibly up to 3 centimeters thick pieces, but if you're going to bore a hole in the side of an object that's already been built and that height was fairly decent, then, or one of the main measurements of furniture making, 30 centimeters, 56 or whatever. So I changed that out, and then we come into problem 2, which is when you press on this lever. I don't know if you can see that, but this entire unit moves. It just kind of sways forward. And if you're careful, you can get a decent amount of accuracy with it. And as it goes farther down the pole, then it becomes more square and not less square. So it's not really a problem. Problem 2 is that the stand comes with this perfectly round pole, which means that this the clamp here is also perfectly round. And what I mean by that is there's no keyway, nothing, nothing to keep this from twisting it. If you set it square once, there's absolutely nothing to keep it from going out of the square doing a drill operation or whatever. So as soon as you press on this, it goes forward and around and kind of like a spiral movement. And that other spiral movement it will move from uh, as a fulcrum to this, and the torque on this stand will twist also. So if I'm drilling wood, that's okay, but drilling metal, a heavy operation like that would cause this to twist and turn. So to fix that, I've decided to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to drill some holes in this uh, perpendicular to the so to lock this rotational force to be able to lock it in place. But what's going to happen is that's going to kind of limit the set spaces on this right as it is. You know, this is pretty universal. I can go anywhere I want to on this. But if I start putting holes in this, not only will this get slightly weaker, but it will kind of limit me in the height adjustments and things I can get for the pieces that go underneath it. So what I've decided to do is to attach, rather than get a bigger pole and everything else, what I'm going to do is attach this pole to a rack system and use a couple of I guess you can call them 2x4s. They don't have a such thing in Germany, but we'll call them 2x4s. I will take a couple of these, build an H rack and rails that go up and down, mount this pole onto a mount and have it go up and down. And since also this entire thing is going to be in the way, I mean, my apartment is just way too small for this, so the H rack will it will be attached here, and I will be able to lift this and swing it out around and have the drill press hang here, parallel with the overhang here. And then when I want to have a drill operation, I would just swing it down to the table here, lock it in, and I will be able to do also another operation. I really don't like the idea of buying another vise just for a drill press. I mean, they're not that expensive, but the really good ones are expensive. And I already have a fairly decent, I mean, it's not expensive, but it's fairly decent vise here. It's quite good because I get to hold the bicycle parts, pipes, and everything else. So this is about 19 centimeters high, and I need this to fit underneath in this well here, and still be able to have enough space to have a drill operation. And the H rack should allow for that, so I should be able to slide the entire unit up, put the workpiece on the base here, and still be able to. Another thing I'm going to do before I shut this thing down here is I'm going to change this arm slightly to get more travel into this guide here.